Ballmaxxing is increasing the size of your testicles, and apparently it's electrifying, addictive, and euphoric. A strongman just pulled a car with his penis while his body was on fire, and a Philadelphia museum brings the Rocky statue inside after decades of tension. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. I got some strange, bizarre news for you. Yeah. Ballmaxxing is the practice of pursuing larger testicles, and it's addictive and euphoric. I've got big balls. You've got big balls. He's got big balls. And she's got big balls. But we've got the biggest balls of them all. I'm so sorry. I had to start with that song. I thought it was appropriate. I don't know anything about this Ballmaxxing. It sounds a little infantile, but I don't know, maybe people are getting something out of it. Let's not judge. Let's learn a little bit about this new trend. You've heard of looks-maxing? That's been a thing for a bit. It's individuals, mostly young men, pursuing extreme practices to alter their appearances to look, in their opinion, better. They do things such as cosmetic surgery, bone smashing is, I guess, breaking your facial bones and then making them look better. You know, maybe you don't have a jawline, but you can headbutt the concrete and then, you know, with a little bit of fidgeting, now you have a jawline. Now, whereas looks-maxing is a self-improvement practice, Ballmaxxing is slightly different from that. These individuals are in pursuit of bigger and bigger balls. Testicles I'm talking about here, guys. Cojones, nuggets, family jewels. There's many words for these things. But like some of the aspects of looks-maxing, where you're breaking your face to make it look better, some say Ballmaxxing is also very dangerous to the body. Let's dip into the article. Let's teabag the data. They're saying that men are injecting saline, a saline solution, into their scrotums in order to increase the size of the testicles. This is what they're saying is a dangerous new body modification trend. Healthcare professionals are warning against this Ballmaxxing, which can see gonads inflating to the size of melons. I don't know why you would want your gonads to be as big as melons. If your gonads are as big as melons, that's going to, in context, just make your penis look smaller. Who wants that? Now, Ballmaxxing works like this. It involves running a bag of saline solution, or in some cases surgical lubricant, into the scrotal sac through an intravenous needle, swelling it to several times its normal size. The maxing suffix is borrowed from looks-maxing and fiber-maxing. The goal is for maximum size of the testes. I think I can ask this question that we're all wondering right now, guys. Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? I'm talking about the human species here. Are we going to make it? Because activities like this make me question that. We got Ballmaxxing, looks-maxing. When is it going to end? Huh? We're going to do brain-maxing, just injecting something inside your skull to make your brain bigger. How big do you want your balls? The size of a melon? I mean, how do you navigate the world with testicles the size of melons? What's the end goal here? To walk around with a wheelbarrow between your legs? And why balls? They're such a useless body part. What are you going to do with big balls? It's not like if you had some large hands, you could put those to use. Large hands are great. Has anyone seen Kawhi Leonard's fingers? This guy, this helps him with basketball. People with long legs, this could help them, I don't know, with kicking people. Scratch that. That's not a good thing. I mean, I guess with long legs, you would be good at jumping over things, maybe. My point is there's body parts that when they're large actually serve a function in life for you, actually give you an advantage. What do large balls do? Anything? I don't even think it's going to help you get a mate. Who's attracted to large balls? Any of you ladies that enjoy men parts also enjoy the balls? I mean, I don't know anybody that's into this. Not that I put out a questionnaire or anything. I'm not going around asking people if they like testicles, but like, this just seems like a waste of time, money, energy, and it probably hurts. You got some swollen balls. Doesn't that hurt? Now, many people say this is harmless that are doing it because they say, well, the fluid, the saline solution absorbs within a day or two. It just absorbs and disappears in your body. And then I assume your testicles go back to the normal size. But then you got all that loose skin, right? Isn't there loose skin post inflation? I'm trying to think. Post inflation, then deflation. Now, isn't there some loose skin? I mean, I don't want to see. I'm not going to go looking for a photo of the before and after. You better believe it. There's a doctor in this story that says what's not healthy is getting this instinct met by anonymous accounts online telling you to put a needle into your scrotum at home. Ballmaxxing is one of the most reckless things I've seen come out of certain communities online. It's framed in the forums as being harmless because the saline absorbs. The damage to the tissue, though, and nerves and blood supply doesn't absorb with it. Permanent reproduction and vascular damage from compromised testicular blood supply aren't hypothetical risks either. If you take one thing from this, take this. I say, don't do it, and I'm a doctor. Yeah, I'm probably going to say the doctor's onto something here. I mean, you can imagine there's reproductive damage, among other things. Skin rupture, tears, whatnot. The scrotum is not designed to hold several times its normal volume or fluid, I would imagine, right? Is it? I don't think so. Right. In an effort to understand what the motivation is for people to do this, there's a hypothesis or two in this article. They say one of the reasons that such big genitals seem desirable is that it makes the Ballmaxxers feel more masculine. It's the whole bigger is better belief. They think some men are equating the size of their scrotum with things such as bravery and aggressiveness. Some people online have spoken about men feeling more confident when walking around with a pair of huge cojones in between their legs, even when others may not necessarily even see them. Another stated reason is the belief that women might like them bigger as well. Although this is a big assumption, since any claims about women liking bigger scrotums could be inflated without any hard evidence. Of course, different women can have a range of different preferences. And then there's the assertion that this expansion of the scrotum will somehow enhance sex and the pleasure derived from sex. Mechanically, it's not completely clear how throwing some melons into the mix will help things in bed. And then there's just the straight-up simple fascination and intrigue of witnessing somebody with the big balls, sort of like watching the arrival of a comet, or in this case, two large, bulbous comets whizzing across the sky. These ones smell different, though. I don't know about these reasons. I will say perhaps the first one seems to make some sense, like having big genitals makes you feel more masculine. Some people, I would imagine, probably feel that way, although it wouldn't make me feel masculine. Then again, I'm not, suffering from this, this need to feel like masculine and to, overcompensate in certain areas. That's never really been my bag. I've been a, get laughs kind of person. That was always my thing. But, if you're not harming anybody with your bulbous balls, I don't see the big deal. I mean, considering all the nastiness going on in the world right now, there's just so much disappointment every day, it would seem. I mean, whatever makes you smile, whatever makes you feel good about yourself, go for it, I'd say. But just, when you're dealing with anything that's genitalia related, make sure it's consensual for all parties. I don't want somebody chasing me around with two bowling balls between his legs. That's not a good time for me. A strongman pulled a car with his penis while he was on fire. This is another genitalia-related story. I don't know. I happen to find a few today. I don't know what's in the air right now, but we got some genitalia-related stories. This man used his penis to pull a police car down the street while he was on fire. Why did he do this? Did someone ask him to do it? Did anyone want this? Did the car consent? Got a lot of questions about this event. A wacky strongman, they called him. Oh, he's a wacky strongman? Yeah, you get your strongman who just walks around lifting heavy things and then putting them back down. Then you got your wacky strongman who get their genitals involved in lifting things and pulling things. And then, you get your ultra wacky strongman that use their genitals to lift things and pull things, but also light themselves on fire. This guy's of the last category. This wacky strongman believes he's become the very first person ever in the world to pull a car with his penis while on fire. The car's not on fire. He's on fire. I'm looking at the photo. He's on fire. Somehow still pulling a car with the penis. His name is John Stevenson. He's 50 years old. He hauled a 2-ton French police car 131 feet along a residential street using his manhood while he was also set ablaze. He completed this bizarre challenge in Halifax, West Yorkshire, England. And that sounds about right, that this would come out of England, because any kind of stupid male behavior usually comes out of pub culture. Stuff like this, a bunch of men sitting around pounding beers, daring each other, coming up with wacky ideas. Next thing you know, 14 Guinness in, you got a guy that's pulling a car with his penis. It all comes out of pub culture, I think. I mean, we could do a sociological study, perhaps. The article says, using a tow rope attached to his member, Stevenson was able to pull this Renault Clio RS, which I believe was a French police car, pulled it along the road, and despite admitting that it hurt quite a bit, the father of 3 said everything down there is still intact. Yeah, bro, but what about the fire? You were lit on fire. I mean, how's your hair? Now, this strongman says that... here's a clue as to why he did this. I was curious myself. Is this how he gets out of the house, gets away from his wife? Some guys go into a man cave. This guy just goes outside and pulls stuff with his wangatang. I just made that up, wangatang. Feel free to use it. All right, so he decided to do this to raise awareness of men's health issues. Okay, buddy, you could have just, got a billboard or something. You could have walked around the town square with a sign, but no, all right, he pulled a police car with his genitals and lit himself on fire. He believes he is the only person in the world to have achieved this feat, by the way. Here's a quote from him. He says, "I've pulled a car with me testicles before. I've pulled a car on fire. So I thought, why not combine the both? But this time do it with me penis." Oh, yes, very impressive. Pulling a car with your penis while your body is on fire. How about for your next act, you pull a car with your body while your penis is on fire? Let's see if you can do that. For my next stunt, I don't even know where you get the ideas for this. Does he have a manager of some sort? Just like a strongman manager? It's like, all right, Steven, for your next stunt, you're going to lift a boulder with your eyelashes while eating a very hot salsa. All right, you're probably wondering, as I was, did this hurt our strongman? Well, he's quoted as saying, "Well, I won't lie, it did hurt quite a bit. But me mind was focused on being on fire, and I just plowed on and pulled it for around 40 meters. I doused myself in lighter fuel, and the wind was against me a bit, so it took a couple of attempts. I've got a few marks down there, but everything is still intact, so hopefully no harm done." People think I'm a bit mad. No way, you're a bit mad? People think you're mad? Where would they get that idea that you're mad? He says, "I like to set myself challenges." Oh, that's lovely that you like to set yourself challenges. Some people don't set themselves goals and challenges, but, ask his wife what she thinks of all this. Is she annoyed that you come home with some burns on your body, or is that offset by all of the happiness she experiences when she sees that you've yanked your penis and somehow elongated it without the assistance of doctors? Now, the article says that excluding skin cancer, prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men in the U.S. and the second leading cause of male cancer deaths. A whopping 1 in 6 men will get a prostate cancer diagnosis in their lifetimes. Now, if you can detect it early, you have a very good survival rate. So Steven's raising awareness. So if you guys are at a certain age, you might want to get checked out. Most men are recommended to start routine screening for prostate-specific antigen at age 50, though African American men and those with a family history or other risk factors should start a little earlier, around age 45. Now, Stevenson holds another world record, it says here. He's the world record holder for reeling off 300 punches in 30 seconds while holding a 2-pound dumbbell in each of his hands. Wow. Some guys will do anything except work a job, huh? You ever notice that? He's got some other records, too, involving performing 6 martial arts kicking techniques in less than 5.5 seconds, and a number involving pulling or lifting various vehicles. And now, you might want to measure his wiener, because he just pulled this thing to the end of the earth, it sounds like. Maybe he should get together with the Ballmaxxers. he's ween-maxing, and they're Ballmaxxing together. That might be some special synergy there.
Some follow the noise. Bloomberg follows the money. Whether it's the funds fueling AI or crypto's trillion-dollar swings, there's a money side to every story. Get the money side of the story. Subscribe now at Bloomberg.com.
A Philadelphia museum brings the Rocky statue inside after decades of tension. This story's out of Philadelphia, obviously. Every day, visitors from around the world make their way over to the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Not necessarily to check out the galleries inside the museum, but for a statue of a fictional boxer from South Philadelphia, the bronze figure of Rocky Balboa. We've all seen it. Arms raised in victory, wearing boxer trunks and boots, has become a point of pilgrimage for people all around the world when you are in Philadelphia. For decades, the art museum kept an uncomfortable distance from this kind of devotion. Now it is embracing it and inviting the statue of Rocky inside. At this point, many of my listeners are wondering, Jonesy, this segment has nothing to do with genitalia. Well, yes, no, it does. It does. Rocky had some big balls, you know. It takes big balls to fight Apollo Creed. He was Ballmaxxing before anybody else was Ballmaxxing. All right, well, the statue of Rocky and his balls coming inside the museum for this new exhibition called Rising Up. Oh, another genital reference. Rising Up. Rocky and the Making of Monuments. It examines how a fictional fighter became a real-world symbol, placing the statue within the sweep of art history and Philadelphia's identity. Now, this statue and the museum have a history here. When the bronze statue was left on the steps of the museum after filming the Rocky movies, the museum fought to have it removed from the premises. It was eventually relocated to South Philadelphia before returning to the bottom of the steps in 2006. It was welcomed back, but never really fully embraced by the museum. The city actually owns the spot where the statue sits, not the museum itself. All right, so, I mean, it doesn't sound like it has all kinds of tension with the statue. It just wanted it to be taken off the top of the stairs, because probably tourists were just, milling about in front of the museum, but not buying a ticket and preventing others from getting up to the line or something. I mean, you can imagine the madness that this statue would cause with everybody taking selfies in front of it and whatnot. Meanwhile, you're trying to get people in your doors. Well, this is how you get people in your doors. Just bring the statue inside. They should have thought of this a long time ago. You want to take a selfie with the statue?
Hey, you want to take a statue with Rocky? You want to take a selfie? Hey, you have to buy a ticket, bro. You have to buy a ticket. Hey, Mick, we got to buy a ticket.
I don't know about you. I could never understand what Rocky was saying in there. And somehow everybody knows, oh, he wants an ice pack. Well, how did you get ice pack out of That's all I heard.
Adrian!
And then she's like, oh, Rocky wants to go out for ice cream. Yeah, I'm like, where did you get that, Adrian? Now, in case you're wondering how popular the statue of Rocky is, according to the Philadelphia Visitor Center, 4 million people visit the statue each year, which is more than the Liberty Bell in annual foot traffic. Oh, how sad. They go to the Rocky statue instead of the Liberty Bell. Oh, boy. I mean, they still go to the Liberty Bell. I'm just saying more people. Well, that's the power of film, man, and artistic culture. Now, the exhibition is going to go till the end of summer, closes in August. The statue at that time will then move to a permanent home at the top of the museum's steps, a place it never officially held for very long. The statue currently outside remains on loan from Stallone. Oh, Stallone actually owns the statue. Oh, that's fascinating. I thought the city of Philly owned it. You would think he would just give it to the city, but I don't know. What, are they renting it from him? How does this work? I once, this is sort of related, but slightly off topic. I'm just curious. I once heard someone say that the Rocky statue isn't art, it's a movie prop. Do you agree with that? I always thought it was both. I'm like, it is art, it's also a movie prop. So I don't. Yeah, it probably does belong in a museum, in my opinion. Anyways, what do you think? Email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. Anybody from Philly that listened to this show got a personal, opinion about this statue? Some insight for the rest of us? Like, maybe the locals can't stand it. I have no idea. Hi, my friends. This is your host, Jonesy. Thank you for hanging out with me in my Weird AF News podcast. And I hope it was sufficiently weird. At least we learned something today. We learned a few things, I think, right? Maybe you feel better about yourself and your genitals. Yeah. At least my genitals aren't swollen today. Some people pay for that. I don't know why. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I apologize for not doing a show yesterday, which was Monday. That was a travel day for me. I thought I'd be able to get the episode done on Saturday and release it on on Sunday. But I just got so busy up in San Francisco. I was a little busy cocktail maxing, I think they call it. Yeah, cocktail maxing. When you just drink too many cocktails. Yeah, great time up in San Francisco. I got some decent weather, but it's still a little colder than SoCal, and I think I'm a little under the weather as a result. I always get a little sniffle when I go up there for whatever reason. It's just extremely windy and chilly in the city. A little too much for me. I'm very spoiled down here in Southern California. But I say all that to say I'm so sorry that I didn't get the episode out. I was driving all day long coming home, and I actually took my time and stopped in, what was the name of this place? It's a garlic place. Oh, Gilroy, California. Gilroy. You heard of this? They get like a garlic festival every year. So, got some pretty cool little garlic stores in there. You can buy olive oil and I bought some garlic. I figured I'll try their garlic. I'm Italian. I'll whatever garlic you want me to try, I'm down. So, anyways, I took my time coming down. It was good. I'm rambling at the moment. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this, and we'll do it again tomorrow. If you want to email me, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. Send stories that you think are appropriate. That's totally cool. If you got questions for me. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to find out. Someone sent me something. It arrived over the weekend, but I wasn't here, so I opened it yesterday. Last night when I got home, rather. Someone sent me this New York Shuck. It's a brand. It's Cafe Hawaj. It's a premium Middle Eastern spice blend to be used in coffee, in tea, or on desserts. And what it is it's a powder. It's a powder, and it smells kind of like very cinnamony, nutmeggy, I would say. Kind of like chai tea. It smells a little like chai tea. So I think there's probably like, I don't know, what's in chai tea? It's got like a pumpkin spice kind of vibe to it, I would say. Anyway, someone sent me this, but there was no name on the package. There was no card inside with their name on it or anything. So if whoever sent this, please message me. I want to give you the shout out and the love that you deserve. And I can't wait to try this in my coffee. Not today, but tomorrow. Today I bought a coffee, so tomorrow I'm gonna make it at home, and I'm gonna definitely experiment with this, see how much I can take. So yeah, if you sent this to me, please DM me on Instagram @funnyjones or email me. Let me know. I'm gonna give you some love, and if you want to support the show, by the way, go to weirdafnews.com. You can buy coffee or join the Patreon. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Good luck with your life, man. Good luck with your life, man.